Rush. And the referee from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Sina Pole.
Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan locked together at 10 medals each in the competition so far. In the women's side of it, the advantage is a slender one by 1 medal, 6 medals to 5 for Uzbekistan over Kazakhstan, and it's a tremendous rivalry. I saw RUZMETOVA's first fight against Luisa Vasquez of Colombia. She won that one by 4 cards to 1. And she's a strong puncher, no doubt about that. As I said, she stopped Reza Piskun of Ukraine in the first yesterday. She's quite kind of robotic, quite mechanical. And Vasquez did every now and again upset her rhythm. So here we go, RUZMETOVA of Uzbekistan in the red. DIDAY of Kazakhstan in the blue. There's that 1-2 from RUZMETOVA. That's what she'll look for. She's pretty tall for a middleweight. And just immediately looks for that 1-2. Left hand on the inside there, though, from DIDAY. That was a good shot. She's got to get inside that jab right hand and find a way to land her own punches. Big step into the left-hand side there and looks for a right hand, DIDAY. RUZMETOVA coming forward. Right to the body there from DIDAY. It's quite risky, this policy here from her, though. She's not really working her way onto the inside. She's springing in and closing the gap that way, throwing those big right hands. She could walk right onto something if she's not careful. That was good, though. Came forward and just let her hands go. She's looking to really get on top of RUZMETOVA here. She knows that she's got that, as I kind of described it, that sort of mechanical rhythm about her, and that it maybe can be disturbed, made to malfunction. Good left hands there, and that's the standing count. That's the standing count given by the referee, and DIDAY's made a real good start here. Bit of blood coming from the end of her nose, though, so something's definitely got through there from RUZMETOVA, who can be a bit of a slow starter from what I saw of her the other day as well, though. Stop boxing, says the referee. And this is pretty rough and tumble stuff so far, midway through round 1. And again, she just steps into a left hand, right hand, and RUZMETOVA just trying to quicken her feet and get up onto the inside, get up close herself. Just piles forward. There's quite a lot of blood coming from that nose, actually, for DIDAY. So the referee, I think, is probably going to have a look at that. Well, she's leaving it for the moment. RUZMETOVA comes in with the right hand and catches DIDAY coming forward there. And she's had a really good start, the Kazakh fighter, but she's just beginning to get caught a little bit now. Having scored the standing count and having had the success she'd had in the opening 2 minutes, she could have just stayed away for the final minute of this round, and it still would be her round. Right hand on the inside there from RUZMETOVA, but she's quite clearly not going to do that, which is making for a very, very good watch. Right hand there for RUZMETOVA. DIDAY was, I think, a little bit buzzed by that. There's been some big bombs thrown in this round by both of them. RUZMETOVA just coming into this more towards the end of the round. There's that 1-2, and there it is again. And RUZMETOVA just closing in there. When she gets that range, she is very dangerous. And the referee hadn't said anything there. RUZMETOVA, I think, felt she was going to come in and say break, stop boxing. She didn't. DIDAY continued, and she was absolutely right to do so. That's a very interesting opening round there. DIDAY scoring the standing count. I say scoring it, causing a standing count. It doesn't have any direct reflection on the scoring, as I've been saying throughout the course of the last week. DIDAY gets it 10-9 to RUZMETOVA with Sergei Krutasov at the bottom there. She did have some significant success in the final minutes of that round. I wouldn't have said quite enough to have turned the first 2 minutes around, but not far off, so I can see where he's coming from there. I think this is set up very interestingly, though, because she put a lot into that opening round there, DIDAY, and RUZMETOVA is the kind of fighter she will just she will just keep rumbling forward. She took a few in that opening round, but she'll just keep coming forward. She'll keep throwing that 1-2. And will DIDAY have enough in the tank
Round 2.
to be able to hang in there? Or better than that. Good start to the round there from DIDAY. Climbed into a couple of big shots there, left and right hand. But RUZMETOVA can take a punch. Looking for that right hand there, RUZMETOVA. That wasn't far away. That wasn't far away at all. Steps in, DIDAY gets in close. Close is safe for DIDAY against from RUZMETOVA. When she's right tight up there, there's nothing that the Uzbek can do. Left hand from RUZMETOVA, but a right hand came back from DIDAY. Minute into round 2. Bit messy so far this round. Rights the body there from DIDAY, and then finds a head with the left hand. It's the midway point of the round. Just signs here, though, for me that DIDAY's beginning to look a little bit weary here. RUZMETOVA, I think, senses it too and is trying to step onto her. DIDAY is happy to hold on, and she's almost falling into RUZMETOVA here. He just needs to disentangle herself. And the referee can maybe have a little word here, because I think there's a reasonable amount of holding going on there from DIDAY, who looks absolutely out on her feet. There is just over a minute remaining in round 2. RUZMETOVA just needs to stay away. She just needs to keep the distance here and just pick her punches, because DIDAY looks done. She looks completely done with a minute remaining in the round. Doesn't need to let her opponent fall into and grab hold of her. Just jab. Keep that distance between the two. DIDAY throws the right hand that gets onto the inside, though. She's not far off a warning, I don't think. The Kazakh, she's just doing what she can to not kill the clock exactly, but the more time she can spend getting a breather, the better. But that was a great right hand. She just launched in with the right hand, and RUZMETOVA did not move and took it flush. She might be doing enough here, DIDAY, I think, just to nick this round. She's looked there for the taking for the last minute, but RUZMETOVA just hasn't been able to do much about it, but she can there. Lovely 1-2. Lovely 1-2, and that is a... Well, that's a clean knockdown. That is a clean knockdown all day long. Jab right hand. Big right hand, big left there from RUZMETOVA right at the end of the round, and the bell has gone, and she just got to her at the end of the round there, RUZMETOVA, and that might prove to be really important, because she needs this round. And she doesn't get it. She gets it with Sergey Krudasov, but DIDAY has managed to win it with the other 4 judges, and I can see that. I thought DIDAY somehow in that final minute managed to stay away, managed not to get caught right until the very, very end when she was put down, and it was a nice left-right by RUZMETOVA. Saw her go down. And okay, she kind of goes down in installments and then grabs hold of her opponent, but it was the 1-2 that put her down. There's no question about that. So a 2-point gap there for DIDAY, but this is not over. Usually I would say that this is an almost impossible task, but this is not over, because RUZMETOVA has got serious punching power. DIDAY is maybe beginning to gas a bit here. So a stoppage here for RUZMETOVA, although unlikely, it is doable. 1-2 there for DIDAY. RUZMETOVA has got to work. She's got to put it on her. She's got to punch, 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 and punch some more for this remaining 2.5 minutes. She cannot allow this to happen. DIDAY to fall into a grab hold of her and just maneuver her around, because the referee's not that keen to get in and break them. Although I think she might be about to, well, she's going to send her over to the corner to the doctor. Bit of blood coming out the end of the nose. Another thing DIDAY does need to be careful about, I think, is a potential point deduction, because she'll throw a punch, move onto the shoulder, lean in, and just stay there. She's got no intention, really, of disentangling herself anytime soon, which I completely understand. RUZMETOVA just can't quite get the space that she needs. When DIDAY comes in on her like that, she's just got to back up a bit. She needs the room to work in, to fire in that 1-2. That's what she needs. And she's taking a point. She's taking a point, and I flagged that up a while ago. And when you're fighting, when you're running on empty a bit like DIDAY is, then a point deduction is always a real possibility. So if RUZMETOVA is to win this round, and there's a point deduction as well, then on those 4 cards, it would be level, and it would go to the opinion of the judges. Just past the midway point of round 3. And RUZMETOVA's got to just step in and let her hands go here. DIDAY will look towards the corner. She's got a lot of heart, the Kazakh, a lot of heart. But RUZMETOVA cannot allow her just to punch first like she did there. Throw the right hand, move in onto the shoulder, grab hold of her, and kill the clock. When she sees her coming towards her, just got to take a step. Just take a step back. And give herself room. DIDAY again there, leads off with the right hand and lands it. I'm not quite sure how she's doing this at times. RUZMETOVA, lovely right hand there from RUZMETOVA. For once there, she just got the distance right, and she really can crack. You can see that. She can punch. DIDAY just backing off there, and then just ditches in another fairly desperate right hand, and it does the job for her, because he's able just to tie RUZMETOVA up and push her back into the ropes. And RUZMETOVA is 2 points up on 1 card. DIDAY is 2 points up on the other 4 cards. There's been a point deduction, so we'll have to see which way the scoring goes. We could be going down to judges' opinions here. That could well be the case. It's not a completely clear call as to actually who's actually won that round, regardless of the deduction. That comes off afterwards. The judges score according to the 10-point must, regardless of it. But she did throw some good punches there, DIDAY, stepping in those lead right hands, bouncing those lead right hands off the forehead of RUZMETOVA. It's a good fight, really interesting fight. Loads of things at play.
Ladies and gentlemen, in first semi-finals in the women's middleweight division, in the ring B, the bout 351. Win by points with split decision. From the blue corner, Dana Dadia.
And she gets it. She gets it, Dana DIDAY, and that is a terrific effort. That is a big effort. Let's have a look at the scores. So it's 3 in her favour, 1 for RUZMETOVA, and 1 drawn. So those 3 judges found in her favour in that final round.